Here we go.
Finally, ladies and gentlemen, Declan Rice is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Declan Rice, to Arsenal. This is going to be a panel show where we talk about the transfer that we've been waiting for all summer, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope you guys are ready for this show because we're excited to be talking about our new £105 million transfer, record transfer for Arsenal, British record transfer. And of course, Declan Rice, he's here. And it's great to hear, man. Let's be honest, guys. We've been waiting all summer, and it's lovely to have him here in the building. And I got the panel in the house, so we're going to get started right now as I got all the boys in the building. I got my guy Curran over here in the top right. Of course, you got Kunle right underneath. And then you got to the other side, you got my guy Gunnar Souls. And of course, the top right, you got my guy Gully in the building. Today, we're going to talk about everything around the Declan Rice transfer. And of course, we're also going to get into a little story about Balogun. But everyone in the comment section, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't gotten this far already in the video, you haven't hit that like button, do me a favor, hit the like button for Declan Rice. Let's get this show started. Honestly, I'm just going to say this. You guys seen the pictures, you guys seen the images, you guys seen everything. But there's a tradition that I go through every time that there's a signing on the channel. But before we go through that tradition, how's everyone doing?
All good, all good.
If they wanna bounce, person it cannot be mine. Men them Boku, it be like them be Rice. Quat them. I say do like Declan Rice. Swillow, Trilo, do like Declan Rice. Arsenal signing is Declan Rice. Rivals hating because of Declan Rice. Yeah. Revives it. And they chop rice today.
Curran, you gonna do your unforgettable?
No, I mean, that was, look, everyone knows how much I've wanted this transfer, so I'm just gassed. I've been wanting this for years now, so this is everything to me. This is so, it's surreal seeing him in the shirt. I'm not used to it, but it's mad. It's absolutely mad.
Gully, what about you, man? Energy, bro. What are you saying? I always see
happy, man. I'm loving it. I've been waiting for it.
Don't mess it up. I see you, bro.
I was worried. I was worried for a little minute, but I'm happy it went through. I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Fair enough. Everyone in the chat, let me know how you're doing. And we got Gunnar Souls also here. Bro, how you feeling?
You know what? Same as Curran, man. I wanted this signing for about 3 seasons, especially when it's linked to Chelsea, then to United. I was like, oh, come on, Arsenal. Just, you know what you need to do. Just put the money down. You know, just get this signing done. It was season after season, just waiting to see if any links come out. But yeah, I mean, it's the right time. We've pulled the trigger, and I'm buzzing. I can't wait.
Okay, and we got the tradition of going through the Arsenal website and looking at some of the things that they do. We're going to do that right now quickly before we get into a conversation around the boys. Big up everyone in the comment section. This is a closed panel show. Mohammed, I do see your comment. Big up to you all the way from Palestine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a call-in show maybe on Monday or Tuesday, and I can get everyone's thoughts on everything that's going on. But today's just a closed panel. Let's get into it, guys. First things first, Arsenal website, fully all Declan Rice. What did you guys think about the announcement video? The fact that they did a YouTube video and then they did another announcement video, at least they got the song right, right? I was happy about that.
It was improvement from the Timber song. I'm not gonna lie. I was happy. 100%. I was wondering why they put such a generic song when it's such a big signing, especially like this early on in the summer window. They could have actually done something with it.
Hey, at least it was they used the same song as Alexi Russo, the 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't like that song.
I'm happy about the Rice song. I'm very happy about the Rice song. I think the Adidas announcement was way better in my opinion.
Yeah, this was the announcement I was talking about, right? The YouTube one. Did you see this one?
Oh,
yeah, it was very random. Everyone thought it would be like to announce Rice, and that's what happened. It was good.
Nah, the more like, in the moment, it kind of felt like, what? That's so like anticlimactic.
Yeah, I laughed.
The further removed you are from it, you're like, holy shit, they just dropped him in. Let's just dropped him in the squad and just announced him. I thought it was quite cool actually, but like in the moment, you're just thinking, that's it. Like everyone's expecting like some hype video like we got on the Twitter. But this is, I really like this. It feels like a proper family vibe, and like to really like bring the squad together as a new squad and let them introduce themselves in front of everyone as well. So
Cedric doesn't even have a seat, miskin.
I mean, yeah, he needs to
rightly
go.
so, bro. Rightly so, man.
Yeah, he needs to get out, man.
That picture tells a lot of stories.
Right,
You get
so,
me?
as you guys know, of course, the signing of Declan Rice has been completed. He grew up in the Chelsea academy, went to West Ham, also went through their academy as a professional, played for them throughout his whole time, has had over 43 English caps, had over 245 senior appearances for the Hammers, and he's now a Gooner. We paid, what, 105 million pounds for him. This is a guy who is now... did he win the player of the tournament in the Conference League last year?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm not
he
sure.
was the tournament.
I don't remember it.
I would say England's one of England's best midfielders, and of course, the reason why I have these two here is because they delivered. A lot of people question if they were able to deliver, and they would be able to get it done, but they got it done. And I'm not gonna lie, Gunnar Souls, you're gonna have to put your hand down and be like, you know what? Put your hand up and be like, you know what? I'm surprised. Gully, same for you. I think
My bad.
I never doubted they would sign Rice. I've just not liked the way Eddie's approached things in the past.
Okay, and you know what? Kunle has recently been turned by Curran, so he's okay.
I was always confident about Rice, man. I was never worried.
And I think this is my favorite segment that they do every time they do a signing. Have you guys seen these little segments? So
Yeah.
five games that made Declan Rice. They basically talk about games that made him a big player, and he just goes through some of the moments in his career and what he thought about it. So the first big game that people remember is probably that Burnley game, where it ended 2-1. I think that's his first game, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
2017, that is a long time ago. In my
18
Yeah,
years
it was Slaven Bilic.
18 years old. Then 1-0 West Ham, his first goal against Arsenal.
Do you remember? Does anyone know? Fun fact: does anyone know who assisted that goal?
Don't know.
Souls, Gunle, anyone?
Nasri?
Oh, I'm trying to think.
Nasri, correct. Yeah,
Yeah, I was
Nasri.
thinking Nasri was that.
Oh,
Nasri,
then, wow.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be linked to Arsenal the way you could ask the question.
His first game for England, 5-0 versus Czech Republic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right, played number 16. Interesting. Italy, England. That must be the Euro final, right? That's the Euro final. Yeah, that's the Euro.
No. Is it?
Is
that 2021? 2011, sorry.
It's the Euro final, bro. 2021. It's already been.
Oh, I read it wrong. Sorry, I read the 11 and 2-1. Okay.
Yeah, him and Calvin Phillips being partners, and then most recently, of course, winning the conference league is honestly is probably the biggest game of his life.
Yeah.
After
I would probably the Euros, like honestly.
But they lost.
They lost, yeah. In terms of like the impact on his career, this is obviously had the biggest. But in that
Biggest
Euros
game in
final,
club football.
when he came off the pitch, things just went to crap. We were going to win that game, and then he came off. I think it was like 75, 77 minutes, and we just kind of lost our way and lost that game. So, yeah. It's just crazy that look at it. I'm still in disbelief that that's actually real. It's weird to look at.
He's going to wear the 41 shirt.
He is going to wear the 41.
I thought that was predictable. A lot of people thought he was going to wear a different number, but I always knew he was going to wear the number 41.
He's trying to trademark it, I think.
Yeah, he said it in an interview even a year ago how important the number is to him. So he doesn't want to change it. So maybe he's superstitious about it now. So
we took it off an academy kid and gave it to him.
Rightly so, mate.
Is that the story behind it? That's it.
Rightly
no,
so.
the story behind it is basically it was the number he got given at the academy when he first got his scholarship. It was the number that he got, and it felt right to him. And even if he moved, he wasn't going to change it. Like it feels like it brings him luck, and it's like special to him because it's unique. So yeah.
Listen to this. His idols. This is interesting. Have you guys seen this before? He says Sergio Busquets, Conte, Patrick Vieira, and Yaya Toure are the players he looks at as idols. Like
he did an interview where Yaya came to his house. I don't know if anyone's seen that.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I have.
They had he was just gassed the entire time. He was barely able to answer the questions. He was just gassed that Yaya was in his house. So
fanboying, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then friendly faces. Of course, Bukayo Saka and him have played together previously, and he has some people in the squad that he knows, including Ramsdale, Ben White, even Emil Smith Rowe. When did he play with Emil Smith Rowe? Oh, England.
Basically when Emil first came into the England setup, when he got his first cap. I think it was at the
Eddie.
Eddie and the Jollof Rice.
They were teammates back in the day.
Yeah, they were back then. From under 9s to under 14s, they got released on the same day from Chelsea.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said it in his interview.
Yeah, Eddie's mum used to cook jollof rice for the whole team or something like that.
First goal was a flashback, bro. I don't really remember that goal like that.
No, I remember it.
I remember it well because
it was bad times, man. Bad times.
Declan Rice.
Leno, man.
Play against. He's annoying to play against, but he's good to have on your team. He's that kind
I
of.
always found him likable. I'm not gonna lie to you,
man.
Very likable.
I can't wait. I can't believe we have to wait till Thursday to see him play, man.
There's going to be so much content between these now and Thursday.
Yo, did you guys see what Lampard said about Declan Rice? He wanted Declan Rice as Chelsea's number one transfer signing.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're lucky that they sacked him when they did, because actually we're not lucky that they sacked him because they ended up winning the Champions League.
He's not going to that.
No, but Chelsea always wanted him. Lampard had him as his number one choice, and he recently did a podcast with.
Lampard wanted him in 2020. Tuchel wanted him in 2021 and in 2022 as well. For 3 consecutive seasons, Chelsea wanted him, but they never put in a bid. They kind of messed him about a lot. Like there's a lot going on in terms of what that went on. And I said on Twitter, like at some point in the future, like maybe when his career is done, there's gonna have to be something coming out about is that whole relationship with Chelsea over those 3 years, because it's crazy how they wanted him, like both managers wanted him, Lampard and Tuchel, but neither went for him, like in terms of a bid. But they constantly gassed it, like they were like talking to Marina, talking to the board, and the board just wouldn't sanction it. There was also a lot came out about I think it was the Athletic that said they didn't want the optics of signing a former academy player for 80 million at the time. That was another factor that came into it. So
no, they already signed Lukaku, so these guys didn't care.
They don't like
no. I'm talking. This was in 2020.
They don't like carbs at Chelsea.
Okay, no, but they did Lukaku after. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That was clearly. Sometimes people say stuff they just say it to try to cover up their mistakes. But right now they're gonna regret it. I've been seeing Chelsea fans crying over the fact that we signed him. Rival fans trying to belittle it. It is what it is. Let them do what they want to do. But he's 24 years old. How is that possible? It seems like he's been playing for 7 years in the first team.
Mm-hmm. And this is the thing, what we get with Declan is, and something that has been throughout the squad, is the youthful experience. Like we have young kids, but like Odegaard, he's been playing professional football since he was a teenager, like early teenager, like 13, I think he was, or 14, he was made his debut. So for his club. So we've these kind of players that are integrated early and have got a lot of experience. Maybe sometimes like Havertz, they've kind of they've not found their way, but have the potential, have gone in the past. Or signings like Rice, where it's just clearly an elite signing from the get-go.
He's the 9th youngest player to reach 200 Premier League appearances at the age of 24.
If you just look at from that live YouTube thing that they did, you could just see straight away he owned it. The confidence was like, yeah, I'll say something, and then just got into it. You could just see the level of confidence, and also the interview where he talked about his admiration for Arteta.
We're going to get into his interview in a second. We're going to get into his interview in a second. They said Declan Rice's rankings. What's rankings? Leads the league across the campaign. What? In interceptions, okay. Second.
Yeah, basically they're just saying statistically he's the best in statistically he's basically they're talking about him, how much he wins the ball back and his interceptions statistically in comparison to other Premier League players.
And 100% his leadership is also a big, massive quality in why we've signed him. We know how much of a captain he's been. Imagine 24 years old captaining your side. He took over the realm after Mark Noble left, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even when Nobes was there, like he was still the leader in that squad. Like Nobes was only gone a season, but like since about I'd say 2020, 21, like he really took the reins in terms of being that leader on the field due to his actions. Because Nobes, remember, was kind of a sub. Like he would come on as time went on, like towards the end of lockdown, and then that 2021-22 season, and he kind of just sort of became in like a sub appearance type role.
They also speak about the captain. There's some other stuff that's just not as big, as important as this for the signing. It's former Arsenal players who played with West Ham. You have Jack Wilshere, of course, Alex Song. You have also Nimir Nasri on here, but they're going to show everybody else. Fabianski, of course, Ian Wright. Interesting. Then we also have the shirt. Remember when he collects shirts? So he's collected Ian Wright's shirt, Wilshire's shirt, Aubameyang's shirt, David Luiz's shirt, and of course Martin Odegaard's shirt most recently. On his mantelpiece, he does have some players of the season, young players of the seasons, and that Conference League trophy. But he's hopeful to add more at Arsenal. And then that's pretty much it, really. And then they get into his actual interview. Did you guys see his interview?
Yes, of course. I watched it like 3 times. It's crazy.
He spoke about how overwhelming the fans have been. I'm not gonna lie. I would have thought we scared him away with the amount of pressure we've been putting on the club to announce his signing. That happens all the time. Last few weeks, the relationship with West Ham. Of course, he spoke about his relationship with West Ham heavily, but big club like Arsenal comes really hard to turn down. And it's like he's saying everything right. But of course, I genuinely, when he says it with the compassion where it's like you don't feel like he's reading it off a piece of paper. It just came off the top of his head. He spoke about our trajectory the last couple of seasons and how we're headed in the right direction. And of course, going up against Man City is difficult, but I think he's ready for the task, honestly. On Mikel Arteta, this was a big part. I don't know about you guys if you've seen this, but he was speaking about how excited he was about seeing Mikel Arteta and how he's really excited to work with him. Mikel Arteta is already this kind of manager where he's getting people to say these kind of things. I don't think this is PR. I really do believe people look around and they see the tactical nous that he has as a manager, where fans they don't view the games the same way as players. And players can see these things a lot quicker than certain fans. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, there was the Athletic piece today came out where they said that when Declan was meeting with Arsenal, Mikel had like a book of like match reports, trying to outline how his position would be as a 6 for the club, really like in detailed research into who he was as a player and how he would like to use Declan in the future. So definitely you can see that the amount of preparation and meticulousness that goes into how we recruit signings, and I think that's a major reason why we've started to become more successful in this regard.
And this was
interesting. He pointed out the Amazon documentary as something positive. I never thought you'd see that from players.
No, it was positive, man. It really showed how passionate Arteta is about the club and really his insight and what he puts into the development of this. And if you see, in terms of what he said about Arteta, you can just tell that when he sits one-on-one with a player, he gives them the plan. That's why I was laughing. I don't know. I saw a couple of things on the terrace where they said, talking about Arteta's interview about Havertz, and he said that he doesn't really know. They say he doesn't really know what to do with him or whatever. But I doubt Arteta goes in the room with a player and he's like, I don't really know what to do with you, but come to the club and then we'll figure it out. You get what I'm saying? So he's obviously spoken to Declan one-on-one. Declan's understood his specific role in the team. He said that I can fulfill my potential under this guy. He's the best manager for me to help me achieve that. I don't know if you heard those specific words he said in the interview. So he's excited to work with him and unlock his potential. And I'm excited to see what happens, man.
But forget Arteta for a second. There's no manager in the Premier League that will sign a player just for vibes. I don't understand where that.
No, but you know how people are on social media.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's crazy. It's just like, okay, if you want to be dumb, be dumb.
Yeah, literally.
What else is there? His first impression. That's not really something that I want to get into. His message to the supporters. This is something that I want to read. I want to get read out. Okay. I just want to say it is an absolute privilege to be part of Arsenal Football Club. The history, the players that have played here and speaks for themselves. And now that I have joined, we've got some other signings as well. We're looking to get Arsenal back to the big time and back to winning stuff. And that's the kind of stuff that you want to hear, obviously, right? It's just trying to getting us excited. But then the second part right here, where he's like, you've seen over the past few years how well the squad has been with the manager, and there is a good feeling, feel good factor around the place. So I'm hungry, I'm ready, I'm going to give everything for this club, and I like to do week in, week out. we're going to be on some journey. So I'm going forward to it.
No, but the thing is, if you look at
I'm looking
all the
forward.
start things he said, is the main thing that came to me is we want to bring this club back to winning trophies in terms of the Premier League and the Champions League. He kept reiterating that. He's like, this is a massive club. It's a privilege to play for this club, and we need to get this club back to winning those trophies. So you can see the mentality that he brings to the squad and what he's expecting. And he won't settle for like people just going about things, just putting in the 9 to 5 and clocking out. He wants everyone to be committed to the utmost degree. So if there's any doubt in terms of leadership, like from the Xhaka departure, I think that should kind of put that to rest, because we have someone that is going to raise the standards in terms of on the pitch, off the pitch, in training, in meetings, just around the club, even traveling probably will be like, he'll expect people to be on time, to be these little things like that really can make a difference. Just having the utmost professionalism, utmost standards to bring around. You could tell how serious he is about it. Like he wants a squad of players to understand the privilege that is to play for Arsenal Football Club.
Okay. So now that we've gotten all the social media stuff out of the way, honestly, it's been so long, guys. But how excited are we that we've gotten ourselves a quality player within the Premier League experience coming in for that price? Is there a little bit of worry from everybody, or is everyone just excited? Because personally, for me, I have no worry at all. Like, there's been previous signings where I'm kind of like, I don't know how he's going to bid in. It's going to take him a while, give him time. But I don't feel like this is one of those signings where we paid this kind of money because it's not a give him time signing. This is similar to Enzo for Chelsea. You pay this kind of money for a player, you know they're coming in and they're going to be levels above everything else. This is what we're talking about. Getting back into Champions League, these are the kind of signings we've been waiting for. And I'm happy that we're finally doing it. But yeah, I'm going to start with you, Gully, because you haven't said much yet. How you feeling?
Genuinely, I already said it on my TikTok, on my Twitter as well. I can't remember the last time I was this excited for a player. Like most of these guys on here, we've been raving about this guy at West Ham, at England since 2020. Genuinely, I've got two of me saying this Rice guy looks unbelievable. I would love to have him at Arsenal. For me, I think Ozil was the last one. I was hyped for Aubameyang, but the team we had at that time when he was coming in was not up to the same standards as the player coming in. But for this moment right now, we've got the squad that's good enough. And Rice, I think Rice coming into this team benefits him more than he benefits us. I think he's a level raiser, don't get me wrong. But what we do for him with this squad at the moment takes him to new heights, genuinely. He could be one of the best midfielders in the world next year. And I saw you compare him to Enzo. For me, I've seen people on the internet say, Enzo, I don't understand how someone who's had 6 months at the highest level get that hype, but Rice, the one who's had multiple years, I don't know how long you said he's been at West Ham for 6 years now. He's been starting as a main star for that team, and he doesn't get anywhere near the same hype. People are questioning the price tag, even though it's lower than Enzo's. It baffles me. But back to the question, I can't wait to see him, man. Genuinely, he's going to be unbelievable for us next season. I'd even go as far as to say I'd see him being player of the season, or close to that, basically.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. The reason why everyone's talking about Enzo and Declan Rice is because of the price tag, and they can't really compare him to Jack Grealish. So what do they do immediately? They start putting out these things where you see
Impossible,
people saying, Enzo and thing, both midfielder cost more than 100 million. Who would you rather have, kind of thing? It's just a talking point that people do all the time. We're not really here to entertain these talking points, but it's just you know how these things are gonna go.
It makes me laugh though, honestly, because someone's had like the high. He's been playing in the Premier League, the toughest league, being a starter or a captain for his team for the last 4 or 5 years, and we're comparing to a guy who's been in the top 5 league for 6 months now. It's ridiculous to me, honestly.
That's how it is.
It baffles me, man. It baffles me.
You seen the Unai Emery Arteta conversation that Rory started the other day? No. At this point in time, we're in the point of the transfer window where random conversations start coming up. I'm surprised there hasn't been a Lampard-Gerrard debate again. That's used to be the go-to. Now it's just a bunch of random Arsenal stuff. But what you saying? My guy? Souls, you've been quiet too, man. How you feeling?
Oh, man. Do you know what it is? I'm actually really buzzing about this signing for multiple reasons. Now, this comparison, people may like it or they may disagree, but it's going to have a Roy Keane-esque signing to it, not in terms of his playing style, but his leadership. Because if people think they're going to get away with disciplinaries and people are going to get away with any foolishness around him, he's going to put them in his place. And he's going to be that type of player that he's going to demand respect when he walks into that room. And if you think, coming into later training, but I'm not saying Arteta accepts it, but you've now got that man, that player, that 24-year-old who's on the level of the players, who's going to be in and around them, like friends with them, pulling them up on their shit. So for me, there's multiple reasons why you should be excited, not just because of what he's going to do on the pitch, but what he's going to do off the pitch as well. And, like a lot of people have said, Granit Xhaka leaving, of course, you lose a voice, you lose that sort of discipline, player that's going to not allow players to step out of line. But you've just replaced that with a player who's actually going to do levels on the pitch as well. And you've also got to look at kind of how everyone's talking about Arsenal in terms of how Arteta wants to play his football. We're finally seeing a plan that doesn't just happen for a window. We're seeing multiple years of planning to get to the stage. We're seeing, tactical implementation being played in phases. And now we've started to complete that 11, bring a bench in as well, because Thomas Partey's going to drop onto the bench. Declan Rice is going to be the starter. And even if you have to rotate them, you're not going to be afraid. You're not going to be like, oh my God, I've got to see Partey now. No, you're going to be like, no, great. I get to see Partey. Declan Rice is having a rest, whatever the case may be. And we're starting to build literally a super team. And competing with Man City, you somewhat need, especially your spine, to have two quality players that you're not afraid to step into the game. And yeah, I'm buzzing. Like, genuinely, I don't want it to be Thursday. I wish he came in earlier so we could see him against Nuremberg. Or we had a game on Tuesday or something. Because waiting until Thursday is a bit too long. I can't lie.
Yeah. You know what? Big up everyone in the comment section. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And of course, if you don't have energy right now, my boy will bring some energy into the building. How you feeling, Kunle?
You know me, bro. I just did chop rice, man. Jollof rice, fried rice, white rice. We did chop well this weekend. Obviously, like everybody, make sure you do the carbs this weekend. But for me, I'm excited. The reason I'm excited is because coming to Arsenal finally unleashes Declan Rice. And what I mean by that is you can see when he's been at West Ham, the responsibility for him was to play that DM role. And that's not necessarily where he wanted to play. It was like, look, there ain't no one better at doing it in the club than me. So I'll do that. I'll restrict myself in terms of my ability for the club. And I'll make that role mine. And he definitely made that role his. But what you also saw in the middle of games is you saw sometimes he likes that license to roam forward and drive. And I think that's going to really be unlocked at Arsenal, because a lot of the consensus I've been seeing on social media is we brought him in as a 6. That's why Havertz is going to play the Xhaka role. I disagree. I see Rice playing the Xhaka role. Hopefully, it's Partey Rice we're playing in the midfield, hopefully. So he can do the box-to-box thing while Partey can do the number 6 thing. And Rice can drive forward, because I don't know if you've watched him, but whenever Declan Rice drives forward, he doesn't lose the ball, my guys. He does not lose the ball. But at West Ham, he just didn't have the license to do it enough. So people are doubting it. And I'm excited to watch it flourish.
As much as I agree, he can play the 8 role, I don't think he will. I do think a lot of people have a misconception on how the 8 or the interior 8 is being used. That's the reason why even in the preseason game, you're seeing Leandro Trossard start and Havertz come on and play in that position. It was always the idea to get more of a forward-thinking player coming in. The whole box-to-box was because we had Granit Xhaka and we had no one to come in. If Smith Rowe had been fit, you would have seen him play that interior 8 this season. And I do think moving forward, it's going to be someone who's got the ability to control tempo, but has a striker mindset. And that's kind of how I see Arteta moving forward in that specific role. There will be instances where Partey and Rice will play, but I don't think that's a primary tactic.
I just want to say,
I think that's the starting 11 that those two start our first game of the season.
Before we get into the Partey conversation, I feel like we saved the best for last. We got to give it to Curran. And I had my water because I was drinking a bunch of Rivals tears, because these guys in the chat, you can see that it's the Chelsea fans the most. The Chelsea fans are the loudest. The Chelsea fans are the loudest right now. Man United fans talking about Scott McTominay. We're not here for that. You're here because of Declan Rice. Let's be honest. But hey, I'm going to give it to my guy, Curran. Curran, if you guys don't know, there's 3 guys, in my opinion, who I've known for this whole time that have been beating the drum, get Declan Rice to Arsenal. That's my guy, Curran here. Of course, George, if you guys don't know, George also does Ball Over Passion. And if you guys know AFC James on Twitter. So those are 3 guys that I've known. And I don't know who's done it first, but I always give all 3 of them the credit. Now, we've all seen the light. Curran, you've had to fight against Basuma wars. You've had to fight Caicedo wars. You've had to fight wars for Ruben Neves. Even people talking about some random guys who don't even kick ball no more.
Do you want to do the list? Do you want to do the list? There's a list.
Give me the list.
There's so from Ruben Neves, Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, which makes no sense. They don't even play the same position. To Tyler Adams, there was at one point. Calvin Phillips, Rodri. Obviously, Rodri is a good comparison. That's the only one I would say is decent. But like, it goes on and on. I've heard some crazy players being brought up. At one point, they were saying Lavia was a better signing. Like, it's getting. It was, yeah. I don't know, man. But like, the point is, it's happened, and the guys were saying it hasn't been since. I think, in terms of the impact of this signing, I've always said it. I think this is the era-defining signing because of what it shows Europe we can do in this market. We've never gone through 100 million. We've never done that before. We've not gone knocked out Man City after winning a Champions League or Bayern Munich. We haven't done that in this era so far. So it's something that shows that we can compete at the top level in terms of signings. The other thing is if you look at how we've moved in the window this summer, you look at, even though I'm not as high on the Havertz signing, he's gone through, he's knocked off people from other clubs. You can see now that we're ascending as a club. We're going up. We're looking to compete at the highest level, at the first table of English football, not English football, European football. So I'm just, it's not even like insane dopamine. It's just like relax now. Like, it's finally done. Everything's there. I've just tweeted my tweets from 2021. They're there. You can have a look. I've had them. I've done them out. So, like, for me, it's just, I just want to see him play. I've had enough, man. I want to see him walk out. I'm like Souls, but like, for me, the other thing is we're gonna get so much of just the deal itself. 5+1 is crazy. Like, to put him on a 6-year deal is mental to me. Like, his contract is longer than Saka's, and Saka just extended. So it's mad to me that we've got him on such a long deal. And the 6 market, you see those names I just mentioned. The 6 market itself is so dry. It's incredibly dry. So unless you're going for someone like a Redondo, if you're going for someone young, you know what I mean? That's the next guy up. So or Tchouaméni, or Caicedo, or even Camavinga, if you want to go down that route. Those are the kind of names that are around. But when you're looking at someone as Gally mentioned as well, Prem Ruben for 5 years plus, like, you're not buying someone that you're going on potential. You're buying on, proven value. So it's just, I'm just relaxed. I'm happy it's done. No one can ever take this away from me now. People have been getting on me this for 2 years now. You can hold it, have that, suck on it, do what you want. Fine, he's here, and we can all relax now because we're going to have.
Do you know the one thing that's been so underrated about Rice? I know that's because he doesn't score many goals, but he has got a very good strike on him. Mm-hmm. Even when you look at it in the box as well, physically, he can dominate a lot of centre backs. Playing as a centre back in his youth days as well. But when there's situations where we get frustrated with Thomas Partey taking a shot, you're going to start to see kind of, I don't know what the best way, I know people are going to, again, I'm probably going to offend some people, but you know how, like, when El Neni shoots, you think, yeah, that's probably going to go in. That's what you're going to think with Declan Rice. And he's going to add a lot of goals from a 6th position, because there are times when we play low blocks, when we play teams where you just need to take a pot shot. And he's got a brilliant way of driving the ball and having, like, those stinger shots for keepers. And there's going to be Havertz, so there's going to be Gabriel Jesus, there's going to be Saka or Martinelli just sweeping them in. And I can't wait for that.
I'm just on a vibe, guys. I'm on a good vibe. And you know what? Everyone is asking these redundant questions. Where is Declan Rice going to play? Well, he can play in the 8. He can play in the 6 and he can play as a centre back. If I'm not
Dash him in keeper, yo. Ramsdale, you're off.
Right?
What's your business? Go and eat rice, I beg.
Right?
No, but the other thing is it's not 111 though. That's the problem.
One thing I just need to get off my chest. There's some things that are redundant questions that we're not going to speak about on this show. Price. I don't think there's really any necessary reason to be speaking about the fee, because I hope we all agree that when you want a player, you have to go above and beyond sometimes and get that player, even if it means you're paying more than what you originally wanted to pay. And wages. I don't think we should be doing the whole Mesut Ozil Aubameyang thing. Oh, you're on 300K. We paid 100 million. It's going to happen, unfortunately. But at this moment in time, I just want to address it. I just want to be like, that's not what this show is about. This show is about
money is not shouldn't be an issue in today's age at this rate, because every big club is going to ask for ridiculous amount of money for a player of his caliber, in my opinion. No matter where you went, if you were trying to buy Tchouaméni, they'll be asking for the same price. Look at Real Madrid, how much they had to pay him for, and he got
my brother
from League On.
But my brother, as long as you're paying 100 mil for a player, there's going to be spotlight on the player regardless. Even though that is
that's okay.
That's the market,
that's
isn't it?
Okay.
You want the spotlight.
The spotlight is not the problem. Yeah. What I have the problem with is people who are belittling the signing for the price, and that's our own fans.
That's silly.
But you know what it is though? They can't, if you ask the question, when name was like players who are actually worth their price tag, there isn't any. That day of like players being worth their price tag, it's also a perception though, because the market's moved on, and Declan Rice for 100 million in a few years' time is going to be like, oh, what a bargain.
Facts. Also, Curran, you're going to say something? The pressure, because
pressure, like this is the main thing for me, and I really feel that it's going under the radar. We as a club have not been under pressure like this for I would say 6 to 7, 8 years. We haven't had pressure. Mikel wants pressure. Like he's had pressure his entire time at Arsenal, but it's never been like this. We've had the pressure of being 8th. We had the pressure of him saving his job, being 15th at one point. They've had different kinds of pressure. There's always pressure in football, but now is the pressure of winning games, winning titles. That's a different kind of pressure, and I'd rather that pressure than the pressure of clinging on to top 4 hopes.
Facts.
The pressure is now: can we go and win a title? And that's something we have to think about now. We have to look at this squad, look at these players, and think, look, you guys we've given you what you need to do. You have to go and do it now. And that's good pressure. There's good pressure, there's bad pressure. Bad pressure is having, I don't know, Socrates and Holding at the back. That's a different kind of pressure.
And going to the Etihad.
That's what I'm saying. So
okay. I just wanted to point out this message from this Liverpool fan here. Every year, I hear people referring back to top 4 finishes, top 8 finishes, losing in. I've even seen someone go as far back and say you bottled it against Chelsea in a one-off game when you had a better team than them. It's like, are we always going to refer back to the olden days? Those are the old days. This team is a different team. This squad is a different squad. The core players in this team have completely been removed from that team of old. So
it's not even just that, Egal. The other thing is that every time this squad has got down, it's got back up. It's not a question of like we failed before. Of course we failed, but we failed under Arteta as well. We didn't get top 4, correct? But what did we do? We went out and got 2 players from Man City and went on a title charge. With this squad, it's shown that it has the ability to pick itself back up and dust itself down and go again and achieve something else. So the question of it's done. It's done. We just signed someone for 100 million. We've got a squad that competed for the title last year, and we're looking at teams like Liverpool, for example. Like I've seen a lot of Liverpool fans, and I like Liverpool fans because I have quite a few Liverpool fans as mates. They're better than Chelsea fans, I'll tell you that. Right
they're challenging.
But the point is they're all complaining now because there's no 6, because they're not going for Caicedo, and they're looking at Calvin Phillips, for example, and they're all wondering what the hell is going to happen now. They've got all these 8s and no 6. So I'd rather be in our position where we've got a stable position, we've got a stable defense, stable goalkeeper, and if we want to add something else, we can. But at the moment, even if we went at the Premier League season today, with Partey there, with Declan Rice, we have a midfielder that can dominate teams. So
facts.
It's looking long for people. So get your banter up while you can.
Look, the haters are going to hate, bro.
Haters are going to hate. But let's now get to the uncomfortable conversations, because is it that Thomas Partey is not going to be starting much. Because in my opinion, if Mikel Arteta gets Kai Havertz going, it could be a situation where Thomas Partey is the player who's managed. And it's not a situation where he's not a starter, but view the whole team as a starting unit, as my guy Curran told me the other day.
Please, can I go?
You cannot view it as a set 11, because Man City, if you guys remember, Fernandinho was still playing even though Rodri walked in the door. When you look at Manchester City or other clubs, when they sign somebody, the person who they take over doesn't necessarily walk out the door that summer. So if Partey does stay, I still believe he has a big part in the squad. But if he leaves, that is a different situation. So this Declan Rice signing, does it affect Thomas Partey's future at Arsenal? And if he stays, how much of a role do you guys view him having going forward? That's
let go, and then I want to say something.
Yeah, to be honest, I think it's critical that he stays, and I don't personally think it will affect his performance or his position in the side in a negative way. Yes, what is going to happen this season is we're going to have coming up to the weekend where we don't actually know exactly what 11 is going to be put out, which is exciting, and that's what's going to happen for sure. But I do believe Partey is going to play the way where we're going to be screaming for him to play week in, week out, because he's proven that in the past. Obviously, he had a little bit of a rough time towards the back end of the season, but that doesn't make me blind to the previous 30 games. Do you get what I'm saying? So I believe we must keep him, because if we lose him, it will cost more to replace him than to keep him for this season. My personal opinion.
Curran?
Yeah, so for me, it depends on what he wants to do. If he wants to go, he's 30. He has had injury history. Injury history has not been great. If he wants to go, the Saudi, Juve, there are options for him to go. That's fine. My thing, and we're going to get onto Balogun at the end of the thing, is if we sell, because Inter Milan have now, there's multiple links now coming out that Milan are now interested in Balogun. So say they put the same money they put up for Lukaku, 35 plus 5 million euros, 40 million euros, say about 37 million pounds, and we get say 35, 40 for Partey. What stops us from going, okay, we'll add on another 20, another 30 from the Xhaka sales, and go 100 million for Caicedo, or 75, 80 million for Tchouameni, or
Karen, are you sure?
Or Camavinga. Like, look, am I going to say it's going to happen? Bro, I'm not going to say it's going to happen.
Sure, but can you see that happening?
Of
Honestly,
course.
you know your club now.
I can now.
And 200 million players in one summer.
Yeah.
I would love it. Don't get me wrong. I would love it. I'll be doing cartwheels and backflips, all sorts, bro.
All I'm saying is that if he wants to go, his injury history, the history he has in terms of his age as well. Now he's going past 30. These injuries aren't going to get better now, are they? They're going to still have these niggles throughout the season that are still going to occur. So it'll be interesting to see. If he wants to go, I don't think Mikel will stop him. I think that's the point. And if you look at what Ornstein said when the initial Saudi reports that came out, he said that Partey will not go unless a replacement is found. So I think they'll do something similar to Xhaka, where if he wants to go, they'll set up a fee, set up a move for him, and then basically find a replacement and then let him go. So it'll be interesting to see. I wouldn't mind him staying. I wouldn't mind if he goes. But the thing for me is if he goes, he must be replaced.
A lot of people in the comment section saying we have to keep Thomas Partey. Some people even asking what happened to him at the business end of last season. I thought he was injured, honestly. He
was injured. He was
but you know
injured.
What? This is my only issue with Partey, right? Is every single time we've needed him and relied on him, he's either injured or he hasn't turned up. And that's where my biggest kind of problem comes in. You know what it is? I'm not saying he's going to have.
Yeah, but Sol's about. Sorry to interrupt. But about that particular issue is the difference now is that we do have a Rice and potentially a Havertz that can come in and take that burden off him. So I don't mind that if he slips for a few games.
I'm not saying that. But what my point is, like, so far, of course, you know, he can become a squad player, but my kind of it is a controversial take, but I do think this is going to be another mistake if we keep him. At the moment, his value is at an all-time high. Now, look, whether he stays another season and we do go on to do what we think we're going to do in terms of win the league, or if we do the miracle and win the Champions League, then yes, of course, that price tag is going to skyrocket. He's going to be worth more than 40 million. He probably could get, 50 million if potentially. But you know what it is? This season is going to be horses for courses. We seem to have many players in many positions that can play different roles. And I think it's up to Arteta how he wants to approach a certain game. He's always wanted tactical flexibility. He's always wanted the ability to change games with the same place he's got on the starting 11. And that's what's going to happen if he feels like, okay, we're 1-0 up, 2-0 up, and let's say we're at the Anfield before the Xhaka situation happened. And he thinks, at that point, I need both Rice and Partey on to just keep control of the game. That's what he's going to do. And he's going to have the ability to do that now. So that's just how I feel about it. I think he's going to look at a game, evaluate it, and take the best approach with them. But I would sell him. I'm on the camp to sell him.
You see with Partey, yeah. Would you not rather keep him this season? And this is the best scenario for me. We keep Partey this year, and we still sign a Lavia, for example, because then when we hear me out.
I'm listening.
So 50 million for like a Lavia this summer. Maybe we get 20 for Partey next summer. But if we sell Partey this summer, then unless we get a Tchouaméni or a Caicedo, which we're kind of hoping for, it's long. The other options after them two is long for us. So I'm more confident about keeping Partey and signing a 50 million player.
But the problem you've got with Lavia,
letting him go and bringing someone else in. Personally,
let me just say this: we have Thomas Partey, we have who else? Jorginho, Fabio Vieira, Havertz, Odegaard, Emil Smith Rowe. Do we really need another midfielder if Partey stays?
If Partey stays, we don't need another midfielder.
Yeah, we won't be signing.
Yeah,
he has to be sold for another to come in.
But I personally believe the upside to keeping him is better than the downside of keeping him right now. Because even if, let's say, for example, we do something wonderful next season, the upside of him and the price going up, I would rather take that chance than selling him right now and for us to struggle in the Champions League or the Premier League because we don't have a good squad depth like the one we currently have. I'd rather have Partey and Rice start together in the big games rather than Rice alone. That midfield would be so much better when you have Partey and Rice playing. Bro, we would literally 100%. dominate. We would dominate Man City and the likes of. I would love to come up against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. I beg we get them, man. I just want to test ourselves. I want to test.
No.
I want to test.
I want to test
one
step at a time.
But Bayern ain't that, man. I don't give a shit. Bayern could
I want to test that gangster, man. Now we've got the players in place.
Guys, calm down. Let's not get arrogant. I beg.
I'm not saying we beat them, but bro,
Bayern
are a big boys anyway.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Bring me Bayern.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of Bayern.
Bro, can we make it to our first game in the Champions League first, guys? Before we start calling out Bayern Munich, bro. Relax.
I'm not scared of Bayern Munich. I'm not scared of these teams. Before, the way we were set up tactically, we would lose the game before we even get into it with Arsene Wenger. Like, I love Arsene Wenger, but the game we weren't prepared for the games. The way Mikel Arteta sets up, before we even go into the game, we are tactically set up in a position to capitalize on their weaknesses and gain on our strengths. I don't feel like that was what we were doing with Arsene Wenger. Arsene Wenger was literally putting us out the same way he'd put us out against West Ham midweek.
Why are we always running before we walk? Let's play game one, please, guys. Yeah, thank you, Karan. Thank you. Let's not get carried away here talking about Bayern Munich and Champions League.
Get back to the topic. Get back to the topic.
You'd never know. Don't want these tests against the big boys. You never know otherwise.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Rice. We want to eat
the
rice.
The thing is, you don't. The only thing I will say is if you have those challenges create memories. Like either that you want those nights. You want those nights to come to the Emirates, to go wherever they are, Allianz or Parc des Princes or the Bernabeu, wherever you would. Those are memories that you don't forget. But getting back to the question at hand, my whole thing is, I think Balogun will go. That's my opinion. I think he will go. I think Inter look likely. Multiple reports coming out. So say 40 million comes in. My whole thing is it's as a player, who do you prefer? Do you prefer Partey or do you prefer Caicedo? Because Chelsea have not bid more than what we bid in January yet. That's
But
a
Brighton
fact.
100 million no matter what. So it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
do you get what I'm saying? That's the price.
But the thing
bro.
is, if you raise 80 million in funds,
Yeah,
you're saying for 20 million extra, you're saying that you can't go and say, okay, well, we'll pay you 90 million, we'll pay 85 or 90 million, and
if that's the
test
case,
the
we'd
water.
spend 100. We'd spend 300 million one summer. I doubt
Yeah.
the owners are going to be willing to like just
But
completely.
the thing is,
Look, hey, I'm not saying I doubt that, but it's
No,
just
they will.
No, but
200 million players in
you
one
ask-
window.
it's
That's
not a
the one
question
that
of,
just gets
it's not
me,
a question of doubt though. It's a question of what do you want. I'm
Oh,
not saying this
You know
will
what I
happen.
want,
yes. I
Corinne?
want
I
Caicedo,
want-
yes.
I want at least 250 likes from you, 500 beautiful people watching this stream right now. Do me that favor. It takes 2 seconds of your time. Just hit that like button. We should be at least past 125 by now.
It doesn't cost anything, man. Why are you guys so
Literally.
stingy?
Absolutely free. But you know what's not free? Declan Rice.
But that's my thing though. If we are selling Partey, I personally think if you're asking me what my actual opinion on the situation is, I do think he stays. But if he does go, we have to replace him adequately. And
Would you rather keep him, considering that we can't get Caicedo or someone of that
if we
caliber?
can't get Caicedo and we can't get Tchouameni or Camavinga or one of these guys, there's no way on hell that we should sell him. Right?
There you go. Yeah, that's perfect.
But I think we can all agree on that. But I think if we do go for another midfielder, it will be a situation like we had now, where we set up a fee for Partey, but don't let him go until the signing is complete.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got a long way to go. To be fair,
long way to go.
Nowhere near done.
And Chelsea aren't getting close to the valuation that Brighton want. So and they're not selling Colwill. So there's still an opportunity there.
Fabio updating with the same thing every single day, man. It pisses me off.
Okay. He's in 18 days. He's tweeted 20 times about Caicedo.
I've seen it. It's ridiculous, man.
let me ask
I've unfollowed him. Honestly,
let me ask you guys this simple question: where does Declan Rice rank for you right now going into this season, like Premier League midfielders?
Very high on my list.
Top three.
Top three, yeah, probably.
Top three. Would you say Kevin De Bruyne?
I don't think Kevin De Bruyne is a midfielder. He's a second striker. Always has.
Oh, really? Rodri.
Ooh, that's very clever.
Right now, yeah. Right now, I'd say Rodri has done more. Is why I'd say he's better.
He is. He's a second striker.
I don't think it's top three. I think I'd say top 4, top 5.
If we're removing De Bruyne from it, then it makes it a bit easier. But if we're not, then
I mean, this is the thing with midfielders. You to classify midfielders is a massive thing because you have attacking midfielders, central midfielders, defensive midfielders. Like it's all classified as one thing. How are you going to pair?
I think he's better than Casemiro.
I think he's better than Casemiro.
What?
I would say he's second.
I agree.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, he's better.
Declan Rice is better than Casemiro.
All around than Casemiro, bro.
Yeah.
No.
Especially if you look at the team they're going into.
Bro. Nah, guys. No.
But
you're looking at trophy count over.
You're being emotional
ability.
right now, bro. You got to take into consideration that the setup he's going into and what he provides for that setup. It's completely. I think he's going to play a high level than Casemiro.
There's no angle that Casemiro is not better than Declan Rice.
If you're talking he's better than Rice, bro. If you're talking about 3 years ago, then I agree with you, but he's gone past that age.
Bro, right now he's better than Declan Rice. It's up to Rice to show us this season that maybe he's better than Casemiro. But right now, guys, let's not do this.
In terms of defensive midfielders, it's him, Rodri, and Casemiro. It's that simple. Those are the three.
I mean, defensively, Rodri is the better player.
Partey is better than Rice, bro. Partey is better than Rice.
No, he's not.
Why would we spend 105 million on Declan Rice if he's better than Partey? If he's not better than Partey?
Because he's not come to play as the 6, bro. He's come to play as the 8.
No, he's definitely come as a 6. You can tell.
I disagree, bro.
No, then you're not listening to Arteta, bro. The quotes have already come out.
What did Arteta say that says he's going to be a 6? Tell me.
Bro, why would you sign Havertz for £65 million to be played in midfield if Rice was going to play there? You're not going to buy 2 players to play the same position for 70 million pounds combined.
But tell me where Arteta's told us that he's only playing Havertz as the 6. Where has he said that? Bro, nowhere. We're just assuming everything is an assumption right now. So I can assume just as well as you lot.
Where did forget the comments? Forget the comments. Where did Havertz play against Nuremberg?
Interior 8.
Interior 8.
Okay, where did Trossard play against Nuremberg?
Interior 8.
Okay, so that is he going to play there for the whole season now?
Yes.
No, he's not. No, he's not though. He's gonna play games there for sure, but that's not his one position all season, guys. Come on.
Where did Ben White play in preseason last year?
okay, so because you're using that example, that means Arteta's doing it with everyone. You lot are not. You're not being serious here, bro.
No.
Like,
But
look, hold on. Arteta buys players that can play multiple positions, so he can use them in multiple positions, not just so they can play. Do you know what I'm saying? It's for a reason.
You took the words literally out of my mouth. You took the words out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was going to say. Literally, word for word, bar for bar. That's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say that we've got players that play multiple positions against that we have multiple setups. As I said to Egal, it's not a starting 11, it's a starting 18. There's going to be a squad of 18 players that are going to use them in multiple ways. And that's why people have been so up in arms, because everyone's saying, what's the starting 11? What's the starting 11? There's no starting 11. There's a starting group that will, in terms of what as opposition come up, you'll have different systems. And Declan will play as an 8 at times. He'll also play as a 6 at times. So we'll have to see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Facts.
Okay. I think that's enough about Declan Rice. Quickly, what's next? What do you guys think? I just think outgoings.
Sales.
Yeah, I just think outgoings are the only thing that's next. I don't really see much incomings until we do a couple outgoings, and Rob Holding might be one of them. But would you guys not take the 2.5 million euros?
Don't even get me started.
Just give him away. I don't care. He just needs to go.
I said more. That's why I get it.
I said it on Twitter. I said on Twitter, if Edu gets a fee for him, we've got to say he's improving, man. We can't just say that, because at the moment this guy would be a prime termination candidate. You know what I mean? Him and Cedric would be prime termination candidates.
Technically, we're selling him at a profit because we did sign him for 2 million. So technically, we're selling him at a profit.
Cedric's like, like that stupid flyer
shameless.
Your house.
That is so shameless. Oh my god,
it's true.
I can't let him get away for free. Yeah, after what he did last season, genuinely, would make me sick.
And the season before,
some change. We need some
and
change.
Spurs away,
and the season before. Bro, if we let him go for free after what he did to us, genuinely, I'm gonna be so upset.
No. I wouldn't give a shit. I'd be like, at least he's gone.
Let's go to the Arsenal.
We need to start making money from these players.
Runnerson's got to go.
The senior player going in his prime is 27 years old, by the way.
Yeah.
We can't sell him for more than 5 million. Ridiculous from everyone.
1 second. We're going to go through the list. But Runnerson, I'm saying chump change.
Just
1 million.
away, man. Yeah. 500.
I'm taking 500. Anything, man. Just take him.
Anything. Just a fee.
Yeah. Literally. Something will be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys getting rid of Carl Hein or Arthur Okonkwo on loan this week?
No, I just loan him out for now.
Yeah, loan him out.
No, but we need one of them as a keeper.
I'll loan Hein out.
What will happen is Okonkwo will probably go either on a loan or a perm with a buyback, and Carl Hein, who maybe I'm alone on this. I really don't like Carl Hein. I just think that he's just not that good. Like the Nuremberg, why is he passing to Jorginho like that? That was a mad pass, and he's just like chasing the ball back. It's just like,
do you reckon it's just nerves of being like?
I don't know, man. But like the Brighton game as well, like it's just he's not someone that I like. He's one of those guys. I'm just like, I can't.
You know what? I view Arthur as similar to James Trafford. We can make some really good money off him eventually.
I think what will happen is he'll go this summer, but we'll definitely insert a buy because we've got our keepers for the next generation. Like Ramsdale is what 24, 25, something like that. 23.
A really good backup. He could start.
Yeah, so
he's all right.
But the thing is, Arthur had a really good loan in Austria. He did quite well. He's saved a lot of penalties as well. He's going to have a good future. So I don't feel like it's right to just stall his future just because we want to loan him out again and again. So let him get a permanent, put a buyback in, and then see what happens.
I just want to bring up two factors. No one brings up Ben White's 50 million price tag anymore, and no one brings up Saliba's loans anymore.
Nope. No, they do.
Well, they do.
I say we should have got him back earlier. That's the new one.
No, but I the way I'm saying is his loans benefited us in the long run because when he came in,
but that's not right. Rival talk's not like that.
No, but the funniest thing about the Saliba loan thing is he said in his renewal, like the loans helped me grow as a man, and then people were like, they gave him a script. He didn't mean that. They gave him a script.
Convinced him, yeah.
Kieran Tierney might stay, guys.
Just called to diss Arsenal.
There's been a 360 from Newcastle. They're not serious anymore.
No.
So
good. I don't want Tierney to go at all.
It's a good plan B left back.
He's used the right way, man.
Yeah, the only way that I sell Kieran Tierney, and I really don't want to sell Kieran Tierney, is we get top dollar like 50 mil. Like for someone will have to pay like a lot of money. Everything has a price at the end of the day, but like you have to really put a lot of money on the table to say, okay, I'm going to get Kieran Tierney or Arsenal.
Big up this new member, Ismail. Last name Ismail. I can't pronounce your first name. What is that? Anyone can help me out here?
Fatullah? I think it's Fatullah.
Fadlala.
Big up to you, bro, for becoming a channel member. Really do appreciate it. Everyone, you can become a channel member. It only costs like £1, so please do check it out if you want to become a channel member. Now, let's continue. Continue to hit the like button, and let's continue with this. Enough about Kieran Tierney. Now, Gabriel is not going nowhere, and he's also been added to the captaincy, vice captaincy group. Yep. I think he's second or third in command. Jakub Kabor. Don't be surprised if Jakub Kabor gets a lot more starts than Zinchenko and Kieran Tierney at left back the next season. And then
the thing is, right, he's so tactically versatile. You can play him as a back three, centre back. You can play him as a back four, left back. You can play him in central midfield as well. Like he's going to have a lot of minutes. He also plays that right centre back as well when the Saliba injury happened. So like there's a lot of ways we can use him definitely. So
I just hope Arteta doesn't use him at the end of the season like he did the previous season.
No, he's definitely going to get a lot more games this season.
Yeah, I couldn't believe
it. He's earned Arteta's trust, and you could tell by him starting that preseason game. I think.
Do you know that left hand side in the first half was amazing in that Nuremberg game.
Do you think it could be a situation when Kai Havertz plays in the left 8 that he plays KVR as the left back?
Yeah, most likely. Yeah. That would make more sense tactically.
And I'm not gonna lie, Kieran Tierney looked really attacking in the second half, but it wouldn't work with Kai Havertz on the pitch. Do you think?
No, it would, because then Havertz would become more inside and go into overload the box.
Okay.
You can just tell Tierney to stick.
What do you guys think about this theory also? The fact that we have Timber and Declan Rice, we have more technically gifted players. Zinchenko might not get as much game time starting at left back.
No, he will. He'll always be given the starting role because he is the first teamer in a sense. But then it'll be up to him to keep that position.
To keep it,
there's players knocking on. If he makes a mistake and Tierney gets an opportunity, then it's going to be long. So
it's not even the fact that Tierney might get an opportunity. I think if he messes up or is injured, for example, like it was previous season, instead of putting Tierney in there, we could just go to the opposite side and put Timber as the inverted fullback. Or you can play like KVO if you want, like you just said, guys.
I think it'll be Tomiyasu more than anything.
Tomiyasu. Now, just to tell you guys something quickly, Tavares, Cedric, and Trusty, we all agree we want to get rid of him. But I don't know what you guys think is a reasonable price.
Cedric ain't going, man. He's that annoying fly that gets into your house and just never leaves.
If we get more, So you see Trusty, like as much as I think we got loads of centre backs and like. What more do you ask from someone from a loan deal? Like he went out there and was player of the season for Birmingham, innit? Like as in, what more do you ask of the guy to potentially be given a chance?
Bro, have
like,
you seen
I'm not saying that we keep him to start in our squad. Maybe send him on another loan before we make a decision.
We get more money?
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. Why can't we get more money for Trusty? That's right. Like what the hell?
Do you know what it is? Arsenal's perception in the market is growing. Like this is going to be, I think, the lowest we'll see, or like the lowest high that we'll see. But then from next season, we're going to start to see a lot of these players be worth a lot more than we think. Yeah. The more you know what it is. Once you start winning, that's when your players, even your deadwood's worth more.
Yeah, I mean, I said that if we get more than about 15 million for those three, Tavares, Cedric, and Trusty, we've done well. Like I would say that is. Does anyone disagree? Do you think that's
Tavares, man? He could go for something. I'm not gonna lie.
You think?
I just
Tavares is a funny one, because he used to score goals and then get red cards.
He played as a winger for Leon.
I've never seen an 8 on a rating for a player after getting a red card. But hey,
it's mad.
We'll see what happens though.
Listen, my thing is, I was thinking because he had a good first half of the season at Marseille, we could have got a decent fee. But the second half, where he had the discipline issues, that drops his reputation a little bit, and it makes it harder for us to get anything close to 10 million. So I'm aiming for 10 million. If we can get anything close to that, I'm happy. Cedric, just get him rid of him on a free. Austin Trusty, if you want to loan him out again, we still have him on the contract. Loan him back to Birmingham City or sell him. But don't sell him for 2 million. Like, what is that? Like, that's not really much. We know about Partey. We just spoke about him. Saka, Odegaard, no real conversation needed to be had there. Emil Smith-Rowe, Jorginho, Fabio Vieira, Lokonga, Elneny, Havertz. This is a group that we can discuss. Now, Emil Smith-Rowe is not going nowhere.
Nope.
Jorginho is not going nowhere. Fabio Vieira is not going nowhere. Lokonga.
Now, I want to say something on Smith-Rowe. Yeah, all you hate is I've got you bookmarked. I've got you bookmarked. You can't get away from it. Everyone hating on this guy, yeah, calling him all sorts of names, yeah, because apparently he's got an attitude issue. Yeah, talk now. I don't know why everyone's gone silent. I honestly, you know what it is, yeah? This character assassination that happens on Twitter, yeah, over players just because they've been injured for a season is mind-boggling. Because I remember guess what? When Martinelli had the same thing where he was out for a season, guess who got assassinated? Arteta for not liking him. And now it's on Emil Smith-Rowe because Arteta's a new trendy boy to talk about. It's not a problem. If they're out for a season, you can hear Arteta say it. He's being retrained to play a position he might have not been comfortable playing before. Look at him in the Euros under 21s. Man balled out. It doesn't matter about stats. The guy was phenomenal. He played well. You know, even if you look at it, his injury was the same as what Steven Gerrard had at Liverpool in his early years. And he had the same surgery. After that surgery, look at the career he's had. Now, we need to give Smith-Rowe a chance. Too many people have written this guy off. He's going to come in, he's going to ball out, and people are going to remember why people back him. And that's just what my opinions on him are.
Fair enough. Anybody else have anything to say about Smith-Rowe, Fabio Vieira? A lot of people have something to say about Fabio Vieira. Do you guys want to touch on that quickly?
I mean, he had a good game against Nuremberg, didn't he? He looked much better against Nuremberg. I think you're going to see a lot more from him this season because he's going to get some more minutes. And I think the way we've structured our midfield now is going to be more 2-8s that are more attacking minded, and that will suit him down to a T. So I think there's a lot more to see because in terms of final ball at the club, he's one of the best. Like he has the ability from either half space to cross, to hit the byline and cross or crop back. He's very good at these kinds of things. So a lot more to see from him. Yeah, I know Kunle, you're going to call him Teabag. I don't care. I just want to get that
Fabio on its own, man. He doesn't get called.
He doesn't get called.
I just want to know. I just want to know. Do people want him sold because he hasn't been able to perform at a high level for the entire season, or is it because I think he hasn't been given enough opportunities to say that this guy is bad? Like,
who wants him sold? People want him sold.
Yeah, a lot of people.
That's a bit harsh.
A lot of people are quick to write off Fabio Vieira.
Do you know he's going to be that Champions League player? You know when he plays in the Champions League, that's when you're going to see what his levels are.
I was a massive fan when he came in. I'm just shocked that he hasn't been given a chance.
There's a baller in him somewhere.
He's made for European teams. He's made to play against those teams. I think at the moment, I don't know what it is yet, but he seems a bit intimidated by the physicality of the Premier League. I don't know if it's a mental or if it's just a physical thing.
I get that feel too.
But he had a great game against Brentford.
Yeah, that Brentford game, I thought he was going to kick on, but unfortunately, he hasn't worked out just yet. But he needs time, man.
He seems like the type of player that needs freedom to be able to roam around and not stick to a position, because I think he doesn't thrive when he sticks to a certain position. But when he can move in around that midfield and link up with like certain players on the left and the right hand side, he's a lot better in that side, in my opinion, man. I think he'll be a lot better than people think.
The other thing is the way that our right side is now structured is going to suit him a lot more because of Timber coming in to Partey. There's going to be more men in midfield that allow him to be a bit more attacking minded. So he won't have the pain on the ball that he's had off the ball, that he's had in the times that he has come on, and there hasn't been that many. Like I think the one game that I really remember is the Brentford game. Like there was, I think Sporting he didn't do well. I'll agree with that, but like there's a lot of games where he just hasn't played at all.
Southampton, horrible.
Yeah, Southampton he wasn't great either. He wasn't. We really missed Granit that day. Granit was a massive loss that day. But yeah, there's a lot. I think if we allow our eights to, because if you look at the profile of our eights, they're a lot more like further up the pitch orientated now. If you look at Havertz, Smith-Rowe, Vieira, these guys are all much more further up the pitch. They're not someone that like deep players. So that's why I think that we'll probably go for example, either Timber coming up from right centre back to invert and be that to get the double pivot there, or like for example, Zinchenko and Ben White inverting to form the three and allow the 2-8s to be a bit more higher up. There's a lot of different ways we can do it, but I think the main in terms of squad difference that we have is our 8s are much more attacking minded, and that way we're looking to get goals from across our front five. So the wingers, our forwards and both our 8s as well. So they're trying to have it more in terms of we're not relying on one person, and that's much more sustainable than just relying on, for example, a Harry Kane, for example, or someone like this. So yeah, interesting times.
With Islam's comment here saying Cedric, Nuno, Lokonga holding, but the thing is, I don't think Mohamed Al-Nani is going anywhere.
No.
Let's be
Leave
honest.
my guy alone.
He's the team mascot.
Why is everyone after him for?
Bro, he might
mascot,
be.
bro.
He might be. At this moment in time, there's guys in the dressing room that just are not making much money. He's here only for what? Until next year, January.
No. He's training players how to take long shots. Just leave him alone.
But Lokonga, I think Lokonga's abuse at this point, for his own sake, he needs to go because he's not one of those. He reminds me of Torreira. He's not somebody who's willing to challenge for a position. He's one of those guys who, if he's not guaranteed,
let's be real. Man just
drops
talks
his head.
That's the issue. He just needs to be quiet and win his. You know, like when Eddie said, "Yeah, like give me a chance and I'll prove myself." Yeah, Lokonga said the same thing. Yeah, and my man just, he was meaty. You don't talk here and then do that. That's my issue.
Fair enough.
I don't really care about Sambi. It's just a case
like
of
real talk.
Like genuinely, like we've got bigger fish to fry. If he wants to go find a club, it's not that deep.
No. I'm just saying in it. Like if any player wants to talk and pipe,
it's like Marquinhos as well. Like
it.
Marquinhos, like he seems like a good dude to have around. Just if he wants to stick around, let him be.
Not,
but like
no
if not, then find a club in it.
Marquinhos gets so much abuse online. People call him Bengali. They make fun of him all the time.
No, he is Bengali, isn't he? I'm sure he is.
I don't know why that would be an insult anyway. I don't know why that'd be an insult.
He's Brazilian.
No, isn't it something like, I'm sure someone said that he's like dad or something, like or some.
No, I thought people were calling him Bengali because they're calling him a fake Brazilian.
It's like Rodrigo, isn't it?
He looks
for
like
Real Madrid.
a Bengali. That's what it is.
Him and
he does though. He actually does though.
No, he definitely looks like a Bengali. He's definitely
he needs to stop changing his hair as well. It makes it look worse. He makes him look even more Bengali.
He's a good kid, man. Just let him be.
You know what? Today I'm gonna tell you guys something. For our own time's sake, we're not gonna get into Pepe, but let's get into Balogun. Let's get into the Balogun conversation because I'm pretty sure one of you guys shown me something. What was going on with Balogun?
I'll send you everything.
Bro, it hurts. It hurts. I can't believe it. What he did.
I'm happy.
I can't believe it.
What did he do?
He missed 2 sitters. Open goals. I can't believe it,
bro.
Stuff happens, bro. Every big player misses sitters, man. It's
Bro, I'm not gonna lie.
It's preseason now.
I'm loving it because everyone who told me Eddie would make that. Balogun. Someone had the audacity to tell me Balogun walks into our Arsenal 11. I'm like,
who said that?
No one said he walks in. Everyone said he
bro,
should be
I'm
given
telling
a
you,
chance.
I was on Twitter Spaces. Shout out Gito. He told me he walks into the starting 11.
Okay, that's an extreme.
I don't.
As a goalkeeper, or what?
The main thing
starting striker.
The main thing is is that I don't want to. I wasn't happy that he missed the chance. I think that's a bit much. But in terms of what his sale could do for us, I think that's the main thing for me. I think the difference that the money that he can raise can buy that second midfielder for me. I think that's the main thing.
I think you use money purposes for you, but personally for me, I would say.
The thing is though, if Partey stays, do we need another midfielder?
Yes.
1 second. I'm not praying for his downfall. I'm just saying that I think his value is high at this moment in time.
Check your DMs.
What 50M?
Yeah, I think
that's not high. Why?
He's had one good season, and really and truly, the system that he was playing at got the best out of him.
How much is Højlund going for, bro? How much is Højlund going for?
At Arsenal, 1 second. At Arsenal, he's not going to be utilized in the same manner, which is going to depreciate his value, and it's going to become a similar situation to Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Hector Bellerin, where we're going to look back at that 50 million and say we should have taken it.
He's still too young.
Check your DMs,
I think he's better than.
I think
he's better than Eddie. We shot Eddie for 30M. Keep him, bro. That's it.
Yeah, Eddie needs to go.
No, but the thing is, there's no market to sell Eddie.
Nah, Eddie can get sold to Brighton, Palace, them teams there, bro.
They need strikers.
Get a little 24. West Ham, all of them boys there.
No, but the main thing is Balogun. For me, I just feel like he wants to be a starter. He doesn't want to be on the bench.
Is he mad?
That's
Is he
the thing.
Well, the thing, I think you got to
One
mistake. I don't
second,
think
Curran,
he
are
knows
you
he can't
telling
be a
me to
star.
look at the Damasio tweet?
There's a Damasio, and I sent you a card.
People take it out
The
of
audacity of
context,
this
though, man.
boy.
This
I
guy
don't
guy became an ITK man after he said Man City won the race.
No, but for
Yeah,
for Italy, he is the guy. Like for genuinely for Italy, like
Okay,
you
he
can't
says
look past.
Inter are added Balogun as one of their favorites as young investments. Nazola is what's that?
That's another player. If a more ready profile should be chosen, or Morata, Taremi is other names that are on the safe side, but basically they're also
And
being
Roma and
looked
AC
at by
Milan are
Roma.
also interested.
Yeah. So
Imagine.
yeah, these are the things. So, and I mean,
Italian teams they got money.
like, and just to prove it, I sent you 2 tweets just to prove that there's more than one source. So saying that Balogun is being looked at by Inter, and my thing is that we look at the Openda sale as kind of a base mark for what we can get for Balogun. I think he went for around 40 million. If we can get a similar value for a striker that's also a young striker in Liga and that has done well, I think that's more than enough. With him, between him and Partey, if Partey is to go, there's 80 million there. I don't want Partey to go. If Partey does go, and we have to buy a second midfielder, the cash will be there. So
okay, give me the scenario. What is that second midfielder? That will bring me on side or turn me away.
Caicedo, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, one of these guys.
All right, then you can go.
Okay, the Real Madrid lot are not coming. Let's just.
Let me
It depends on Mbappe.
guys. Let me just make my case because I feel like a lot of people are not hearing what I'm saying. If we could keep him and he would be playing in a decent role, then it would make sense. For his own sake, one, he needs to continue his development, and I don't think he's going to get enough minutes at Arsenal to keep his development going. So
why do you think that though? That don't make sense because we're in 4 competitions next year.
Yes,
we're going to be in 4 competitions. But do you think Balogun is going to be starting in at least 20 games next season?
Why not? Why can't he? There's enough games for him to get 20 starts.
Especially if we sell Eddie.
Look at who's ahead of him at Arsenal. You have Gabriel Jesus, right?
That's it.
You have Trossard. You have a situation.
It's going to be him and Jesus, the number 9s, bro.
Let's put it this way. Forget the Trossard thing. Forget it for a second.
Exactly.
Who raises more funds, Balogun or Eddie?
No, but hey, Curran, don't do that. Hey, Curran, don't do that. Hey, Curran, don't do that, bro.
Balogun raises more funds.
Eddie's been given a chance at Arsenal. That's not worked. We all know it doesn't work. So why keep him like for another year when we can sell him and then keep Balogun, who's not been given that chance?
Who's trying to buy Eddie?
Bro, I don't know, but the window. If he becomes available, then people will bid for Eddie, bro.
What is the priority this window? It's midfield, is it not?
Yes,
yes, it is.
Whole thing, and the thing is, right? If we're not selling Partey, do the Eddie thing. I don't care. Okay, we're not selling. But if Partey does go, then it has to be.
We need to raise funds.
We have to raise funds.
We agree with you. We agree with you on that. We're not disagreeing with you on that at all.
That's my thing.
But
if we need to raise funds for a replacement for Partey, I hear it. Then someone has to be sacrificed for sure. Yeah. But if we don't, Balogun has to stay. Eddie, keep it pushing. Eddie gets here. Keep it pushing.
Balogun, I don't think Balogun's going to get enough game time. I don't see Balogun starting in the Champions League. I really don't.
No, but why can't he though? Why can't he?
I really don't even see Eddie starting as many games as you guys think either.
Eddie never starts many games. He started 9 last season and 8 the season before.
Yeah, so if Eddie Nketiah, who was our number 2 striker for majority of the season until we signed Trossard, only got that many handful of signings.
No, but Egal, I hear the angle you're going with. Egal, I hear you. Hold on. But I believe in my mind that Balogun will give Arteta more of an issue than Eddie would. Yeah. Because if you look, hold on. Because if you look at the back end of the season, you could clearly see Arteta don't trust Eddie anymore. And I don't believe he'd have that same energy with Balogun. So he will get more minutes than Eddie.
The reason why Balogun was so effective over in France was because they built the whole system to utilize all his best skill sets and to get him in the best position to score goals. At Arsenal Football Club, he is going to be in a system that is not suited to his strengths, and he's not going to be playing to him to score.
That's unfair. That's
unfair, exactly. Egal. We create chances for strikers, bro. Period. Bro, any striker's gonna get chances at Arsenal. Any striker.
The chances created for Balogun over in France were much different to the chances that he's gonna get here at Arsenal.
So what doesn't mean he still can't take them? What does that even mean, bro? He's a striker, bro. Okay, he's a striker. You get chances, you score goals, bro. And he's a striker with a point to prove. He's gonna adapt to the team. The team are not gonna adapt to Balogun. Is he mad?
Look at Lacazette leaving Arsenal, going to the French league, having a team built around him, having a system built around him, having players playing to his strengths. You see the difference in goals outputs. I'm telling you right now, Balogun comes into this Arsenal team. Don't expect anywhere near the level of performance.
The minutes point is better than the chances created point. That's the main thing for me. I think he needs the minutes, and that's the issue. If he
can get it though,
we'll see, man. Because I think that genuinely,
I don't think he will.
I don't think he will either.
Okay, the reason you brought up Eddie, give me a sec. But the reason you brought up Eddie and him not getting enough minutes, even though he's our second striker, that's completely out the window. He got minutes, and then he scored a couple of goals, and then he was asked for like 5 games in a row, and then he got dropped for Trossard. And then when Trossard started performing well, Eddie got completely locked out of the starting 11 because he wasn't good enough to get back in there, even though he was available. I think Balogun, if given the chance, will do a lot more and be more effective than Eddie Nketiah was. Doesn't matter what competition it is. It could be the Carabao Cup. It could be the FA Cup. He could help us a lot.
He can help us a lot. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. But my thing is when you're that age and he clearly wants to be playing a lot of games. The main reason he kind of forced he forced this loan is because he wasn't getting minutes in the senior team. He went out to Middlesbrough first, and then he went to Rem as well. He needs the minutes. He wants the minutes. But that's the main thing for me.
And you're right, Karan. But I just think that he needs to also understand. It's a conversation. He needs to understand that. Look, you're going up against a 4-time Premier League winner versus you who just had a full season in the French league. Bide your time. You'll get time, you'll get minutes, and when you get minutes, you got to capitalize it. And I believe he's more likely to capitalize on those minutes than Eddie. Hold on. And I also believe there was times last season when you lot were watching games where you're like, we need something different up front. And that's exactly what Balogun brings us, something different. We can't be predictable up front all the time. And he brings us.
You're saying this, and you're saying this, and I'm going to send this to Egal again.
Yesterday, what about what Arteta said the other day? Did you guys hear that? Because when I read this,
bro, I'm telling you, the quote sounded exactly like last year with what's his face, what's his name?
Did you guys see this?
Yeah.
He's just here with us at the moment, and we'll see what happens. He doesn't ever give us those we'll sees unless something's actually gonna happen.
Same thing happened last year. I can't remember who
with one of our players.
This is Arteta on Balogun.
There was a player that was playing for us. Arteta was like, "We're not sure about his future."
Guendouzi.
It wasn't Eddie, was it?
Was it Guendouzi? Was it Guendouzi a couple of seasons ago? But
maybe Torreira or Guendouzi.
Or maybe Torreira. No, it was Bellerin. It was Bellerin last season. That's what this was like. Like he was like, he's staying with us. We're not sure about the transfer plans. But yeah, he's playing with us right now.
Tell me this doesn't sound like he's basically saying he's out the door almost.
But
I don't think he does.
My timeline right now is Balogun to Inter. Legit. I've got I can send you like 4 or 5 tweets all saying.
Like you said, if Partey goes and you can get good enough money for him, let him go. The issue is for me, if Partey stays, don't let Balogun go. There is no reason for us to send him.
I don't want to have to use Eddie next season. That's my issue. I don't want to have to use Eddie.
I don't think we will though, bro. Seriously.
The thing is, I'm not of the belief that Balogun will get enough game time, 1, for his development, and 2, I don't think he'll be ready to be giving us big impacts off the bench.
How many games do you think he plays realistically next season? If Eddie wasn't there and Eddie does go, I'm on about Balogun.
Oh, but
How many games do you think he realistically plays? Be realistic here.
Eddie, I don't think he.
How many did Eddie get? How many did Eddie get?
Eddie started 9 and he got 14 overall, coming off the bench and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
would say like between 15 and 20.
I mean overall, not just in the Prem. How many did Eddie get overall?
I'll tell you this: I don't think he starts a single game in the Champions League or in the Premier League. I think it's all cup games, unless there's a major injury.
No.
Or we qualify for the Champions League by the 5th game and he gets to start the 6th game.
No, but I'm just saying
that can happen.
Any game that matters, Balogun is not starting.
Nah, you keep changing the narrative. Now he's talking about games.
I will say this:
there's enough games to start him.
The guy asked a question, man. I say around 15 to 20 games. I would say somewhere like that. If he stays.
Do you think 20 games is not enough for a guy who's trying to be the number 9 for USA and be the face of the USA national team for the upcoming World Cup? 20 games in his first season at back of the club like Arsenal.
Hey, that's the same amount of games as Pulisic plays a season, bro.
Bro, I'm pretty sure.
Even more than that.
What guarantees are you giving somebody who's 3rd or 2nd choice striker at best?
Same guarantees that Eddie got, bro.
He could potentially win trophies. If trophies are a big thing, and if you actually start getting a couple of minutes and prove your worth, he could shoot up to being 2nd striker easily. Because there isn't a striker ahead of him that is better than him. Apart from Jesus.
I don't think anything you've said is wrong. Both of you, Kunle or Gali, I don't think any of you, either of you said is wrong. I just think from the priorities of the club, I think, and the fee we're gonna get from him, I think this is the right time to sell. I think that's. I don't think either of you have made bad poor points. There's clearly a player there that is definitely on the rise and someone that's going to, do good things in this continent.
Fits in with the team as well. He's like 21, 22. Like he fits
perfectly
into what we're building at the moment.
Listen, the player has made it clear he doesn't want to go back on loan. When he direct quotes from himself when speaking about not wanting to go back on loan. So
I don't want him to go back on loan either. I want to either sell him or start him. One of those.
Either we sell him or we play him. And in my opinion, guys, we're currently in a situation where we're trying to win league titles. We're trying to do more. I don't think we have time for Eddie or Balogun. If I could get rid of both of them, I would.
But we're not going to, bro.
I know.
So if I had to pick one,
I know we're not
Balogun.
going to. So based on that, what I'm doing is I'm selling the person who we can get an actual decent return for, because there's no one actually coming in for Eddie and Nketiah at this moment in time.
Okay, so you want to be able to rely on Eddie for this season again, then?
That's we're not really relying.
We're not technically going to be relying on him. We have an option in Trossard. We have an option even in Havertz if we need to.
I thought Havertz was playing as the 8, though, guys.
He will
be.
He will
play as the 8. You're asking it relying on. We're not relying on players.
We're not relying on Eddie and Nketiah. You're making it seem like we're relying on Cedric to be our 3rd choice right back. Right?
It's nothing like it, because Cedric weren't playing for our club last season. It's not even similar, bro. We relied on Eddie last season. When did we rely on Cedric ever?
You want to know another uncomfortable truth?
You can answer the question.
1 second. You want to know another uncomfortable truth? We're sitting here talking about how Kieran Tierney is a good player and everything. Kieran Tierney is lower in the pecking order than we actually think he is. Same way Balogun is. These guys that we rate.
Technical ability has nothing to do with what Tierney can do as a left back. His technical ability for that position is order to be able to play in midfield as well, and he can't do that. Everyone's aware of that.
And I don't think Balogun's going to do enough in this preseason to stamp a place in this Arsenal team.
I just think he's better than Eddie, so I just don't make sense for me.
That's where I'm at.
Being better than Eddie doesn't guarantee you a position in the Arsenal squad.
But Eddie was guaranteed a position last season, wasn't he? So
no, because we really had nobody else.
This is my issue.
The funny thing is I genuinely think this could be by the time this goes out, there could be serious movement on Balogun.
If we can get 50 million for Balogun, am I going to be saying no? Of course not. But 50 million or nothing. If it's anything less than 50, we're selling Eddie, bro.
What about 45?
And keeping Balogun.
No, but to who? 50. To who? Serious? Who's gonna buy Eddie?
Hey, bro, the window's still open, bro. The window's still open.
United, bro, they need a striker. Take him.
I know you were excited because we've done all our business at the start of the window, but there's still teams to do business.
1 second. What have I said today to disrespect Balogun?
They get onto your line. I don't know what you said, but that's crazy.
You just sound like you don't want him at the club, bro. That's what it sounds like.
I don't think he's disrespecting.
No, but you've had this stance from the jump, so I'm not like criticize. You've
You
never
haven't
wanted us to
disrespected him
keep
either as well, so.
Balogun. So I'm not expecting you to change
Bro,
your mind
when he
now.
scored the 20 goals, I seen dollar signs. I'm like, let's get rid of him.
Yeah, I know.
Fair.
But
Nobody
we
can-
saw a
can
potential Arsenal striker.
And
we saw Eddie as well.
I looked at the underlining numbers and I seen somebody who misses more chances
Right,
than
can I,
Don't do that.
before we move on, can I just give you one scenario? Just one. There's one scenario, okay? The main thing
Trying
is
to
we've said
hypnotize me
this is the midfield window, correct? Forget the Caicedo, Tchouaméni. Go to next summer, okay?
Mhm.
Say next summer is the marquee attacker window.
Yeah.
Are you really telling me that you're going to say we're going to keep a Balogun in check just in case we don't get Osimhen next year? Say we get Osimhen next year, and you'll say that's the marquee signing. Are we going to go? Is everyone going to be like, we really didn't? We should have kept Balogun. Balogun's the main guy.
These guys
Bro, that's a whole year away, my guy.
It's a whole year away.
Look,
and we've got enough.
do you know what I'm saying? Eddie and Balogun could score like 15 goals for Arsenal this season, and we're saying he's the guy. He's the new guy. You never know. You know what I'm saying? So
But the point is,
we can all assume here.
It's quite clear that next summer is going to be the attacking window.
No, but if you're asking me, am I ready to drop Balogun for Osimhen next season? I would drop him quickly, so quickly.
Guys, do you not see?
So quickly. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Exactly. Bro, I don't know anything. We don't work at Arsenal, man.
Exactly. So
do you not see?
I know, but the scenario.
Do you not see that you have a bigger attachment to Balogun than the club has a plan for him?
First of all, can I go back to Egal saying something about big chances missed? Egal, you completely misused that, Wallahi, because him missing the big chances he missed, he scored 10 times more, if not more than that, than what Eddie did. But Eddie missed more big chances than Balogun. But you're not using that for Eddie. You're using it for Balogun. It doesn't make sense.
Do you know when a brother says Wallahi, yeah, it's like,
bro, you can't. You can't. He didn't say Wallahi, but you can't say Balogun's missed this many big chances, even though he scored nearly 20. Was it nearly 25 goals? And Eddie scored 4 goals.
Bro, that's all we're saying is we'd rather keep Balogun than Eddie, because if we sell Balogun, that means we're keeping Eddie. That's our issue. I swear we're on the same page with that, right? That's all it is. That's all it is.
100%. I know. And what have I said the entire?
We're going to. I've always said this.
Eddie, he's an Eddie fanboy.
Who's coming in for Eddie?
No, you're an Eddie fanboy. Just admit it.
No, everyone here. Who's bidding money for Eddie this summer?
Has anyone bid for Balogun? Who's bid for Balogun?
There's people lining up bids.
But who's bid for him? You said those specific words. Who's bid for him? Where's the bid? Where's the money? Where's the money?
They got your ass.
Nah, speculation. Nah, we don't work in speculation FC here.
Some disrespectful bids. Arsenal probably.
Nah, bro. I don't do if buts or maybes. I do absolutes, mate. You get me?
Okay, James Redmond.
If we're going to be fair, right? If we're going to be fair, there's been speculation in Brentford, Brighton, and Crystal Palace for Eddie. There's also been speculation for Leipzig, Inter Milan, AC Milan, and I think some French clubs. I think Rem wanted him back at some point. For go on, Kunle, say it.
So there's your answer, Egal. That's who.
Hold that.
No.
Hold that.
No, I was hoping you'd say Balogun for me, but never mind.
No, I'm more for Egal right now.
No, AC, Inter, and Leipzig have all been interested in for Balogun, but Leipzig obviously have bought a Penda now, so the likelihood is one of the Milan clubs. Chelsea have sniffed about a bit. I don't really want to sell Balogun to Chelsea personally, or if we were to sell Balogun to Chelsea, it would take them out of the 9 market for next summer, which would be helpful. So
they help it towards Casemiro.
1 second. Shout out El Maris here. El Maris says Eddie Nketiah should be at a mid-table club. No problem with that. But I think Balogun has a lot of potential, more potential than Eddie Nketiah. But the reality is they're both going to be playing the same role next season. It's going to be a bit part role.
Do you not think that one of them will get sold, Eddie or Balogun? One of them's getting sold.
Yeah, 100%.
I think it's going to be Balogun because we're going to get a bigger return for Balogun.
That's my thing.
And he himself.
That's fair. If you think that's fair.
Don't forget, they all have the same agent. So
no, it's fine. But all I'm saying is if they're asking for 65, 70 million for Højlund, You must give me 50 for Eddie. For
but
Balogun.
come on, who they
You
asking
must.
that price off of? It's from United, man. Them man will literally
They
get
don't
ragged
care.
all around in the transfer market.
No, you got these aren't you got to take that into account, man. That's definitely the thing.
So are you saying
Everyone tries to
Rasmus
fleece
Højlund's
United.
not better than Eddie and Balogun?
Why is he?
How do you know that? Do you know that? For
Why
sure.
is he?
I don't know.
Exactly. So that's
Nobody
all.
knows.
That's the answer. That's your answer then. We don't know either.
Højlund is more raw than Balogun. Okay, Højlund is a chase toucher. He's someone that has that first touch and he kind of gets away from him, and then he has incredible ball striking that kind of saves him a lot of the time. Balogun's a lot more, on the board. He's a bit better. But there have been a lot of chances that he's missed as well, Balogun, but he does put away chances as well. So he's someone that if you feed him enough chances, he'll score you enough goals to be someone
that's most strikers. That's literally
there's most strikers. Yeah, strikers miss chances. Look at Jesus, for God's sake.
If you're scoring 26 goals in a season and you're missing big chances, it doesn't matter.
I feel like the Balogun situation is Charlie Patino all over again. People just realize that they like players.
Oh, Patino will go, by the way.
But
let's be real.
And certain
players leave for their own sake.
We'll see how it goes. I think we're all in agreement. If Partey does leave, then we have to 100% sell Balogun. But for me, the only reason I think me and sorry, I can't see your name on there.
Kunle.
The only reason me and him are disagreeing with you guys is because we believe Eddie is not a better option than Balogun. That's the only reason we agree with you. But if it needs to be done and he needs to be sold, we're 100% on the same page. Let Balogun go.
My thing is I think
never heard of that.
Do you think Partey to Caicedo is a bigger jump than Eddie to Balogun? I think that's the way that's a bigger thing. That's a bigger thing. If Partey to Caicedo is a bigger jump to you than Eddie leaving and Balogun staying, I think that's the crux of the issue.
It's probably a long-term bigger jump. I don't think it's an
long-term. Yeah.
My man only scored 8 goals last season and he's going for 80 mil.
Thank you, Egal. So there you go. There you go. Now what you saying? Now what you saying about him and Balogun?
Selling to the Prem is not the same as buying from the Prem. We are the Super League. Get it right. Okay, so
I would sell him to Chelsea.
100% because it takes them out of Osimhen. We can't let them have Osimhen. I just can't. I can't have it. He cannot go.
That's a good way of thinking about it. I was thinking about it that he's not that level.
like if it takes them out, if if Dusan goes to PSG, if Balogun, I don't know, if Chelsea buy a 9 this summer, say a Shesko or maybe Balogun, something like that, just like a mid guy, like someone that's not on the top level, and City have Haaland, United have this Højlund bloke. And we could, there's no chance, there's no reason why we can't go for Osimhen.
Everyone
Balogun to Chelsea. Balogun to Chelsea. I want my 65 million back.
Yeah, exactly.
Please give it my 65 million. If it's Chelsea,
they already spent that on Strasbourg.
Yeah. So if he goes to Chelsea, we're demanding 60-70 million pounds.
We have to get that much.
Give me that guy Hurts money back.
A rival like them, we cannot sell for anything less than 65.
Right, live.
Impossible.
Just be like,
you want to know something? He would actually do better at like a Spurs than he would do at Chelsea. Because they would actually develop him. They would actually develop him. Chelsea, they won't develop him. They'll buy him.
Who have Spurs developed, bro?
Harry Kane.
And who else?
Son.
Would you really say they developed Son?
They developed all
even Kulu. Kulu had one good season, didn't he?
Bro,
okay. Way was compared to Saka.
My point is, Chelsea,
it was annoying.
My point is, Spurs buy a player. They actually invested in getting that player to do well. Chelsea buy that player. You don't bang.
To buy the
get
player.
The hell out.
Now, you know the best. You know the best way to say this.
The
best way to say this is Chelsea buy for the announcement. Yeah. Other teams buy for the player. Chelsea just want to buy, so they're gonna have a flashy announcement, and then
the bling crew, innit?
Bling.
You're right.
Chelsea basically win transfer windows. Other teams win football matches. It's that simple. Just put it that way.
Karen, bars
right now.
Bars. Can we get a wheel up on that one? Can we get a wheel up selector?
That's how we're gonna look at it.
We're gonna have to wrap it up there. You guys have, hopefully everyone enjoyed the stream. This has been a crazy stream. We started off talking about Declan Rice. We went to talking about who gets sold, and then it turned into a Balogun fist fight over everybody and me. It was mad. But hey, great little stream. Saturdays are always fun. You never know what's going to happen. But Arsenal announcements, I'm just going to ask you one more question. Do you think we're going to sign one more player? And if we were to sign that player, what position do you think it would be?
I want to say midfield, but it depends on sales. Everything from now depends on sales. I think the squad is fairly complete. I think we need to look at sales before we look at incomings from now on.
I agree with you.
Ditto,
I think
ditto.
If Partey leaves, we get a DM. But if everything stays the same, and Balogun leaves perhaps, then we can still get somebody to play behind Bukayo Saka. Or do you think Reece Nelson's that guy?
I was thinking that as well.
I would think Jesus is that guy, to be honest. I would say
even Trossard, we can even play him that side. We've seen him play there.
I think
he's not too good on that side though.
Nelson as well. Don't forget
but if we're looking at, I genuinely think we have two of the top five, like in terms of right wingers at the club already. Jesus is a right winger who was electric at Man City, and then we have Saka, obviously. So I think the way to look at it is that we have enough central forward options that we can put Jesus right wing if we need to. I think.
By the way, talking about Man City, I don't want to say this too loud, but are they getting worse?
No, they're not.
No, right now they are. No, right now they are.
Smoke screen. Don't get drawn in. Don't let them draw you in because they'll just sign two players for 150 mil on your head top.
Kyle Walker's potentially leaving. Riyad Mahrez is potentially leaving. If I'm not mistaken, Bernardo Silva is their only right winger that they have.
And he's potentially leaving.
And then
I'm hearing Pavard coming in for Kyle Walker. That for me is the craziest downgrade I've ever seen in my life.
But they said that about Akanji though.
We said that
about
but that's actually a downgrade though, I think.
But the thing is, right, I can't say that because like Pep, like I genuinely think Pep.
Yeah, but this is the thing, Curran. Like I'm not ready to say City are declining. I'm not saying none of that because every time we say that, they come back and win a league title. So please, I beg, we're not selling it. When City are the favorites, I will keep it that way until the end of the season.
Dramatized, bro. Yo, PTSD is hitting.
I'm gonna send. The squad is looking thin.
It is.
Let it keep looking thin now first.
I'm gonna send you one last thing, Egal. Just check the DMs one last time because it's funny.
Let them look skinny.
Who did they even sign to replace Gundogan? Who did they even sign?
Kovacic.
Wait.
You think Kovacic is a good enough signing to replace Gundogan?
No.
I think they need one more in that position alone.
If Pep thinks so, I agree with him. If Pep thinks so, I agree with him. Yes.
No, but you got to understand.
I think it'll be Foden, man. It'll be Foden.
What?
The window's open.
Foden.
Yeah, Foden will play more in the middle.
Arsenal are frustrated with West Ham's tactics.
Huh?
About what?
Where did that come from? Wait, I see your deflection tactics. You're deflecting from your silly point.
No, I sent him that.
All right, okay. I thought Egal's trying to deflect the conversation.
I'm just loving watching Egal read right now.
He's like, right?
No. It's one of the. I don't know, man. Who knows with these things? It's like
what is it about?
Basically saying that West Ham we're already pissed off with West Ham. We're not going to do business with them in the future. And if they're going to want any of our players, they're going to get a premium price place.
Good, yeah, I respect.
40 M for Eddie, bro.
Alright, man.
Business as a last year.
40 M.
I tell them safe, man. Who do they think they are, man? They need to chill out. The European.
On a real though, if we got 40 M's for Eddie, take it, run.
Literally, whatever package they throw after, just say we're in.
If they throw 40 M's at it, Fez.
Scamacca's going to leave, I think. So they only have Valencia left as a striker in the team, man. They need a striker.
Them Brighton need
Antonio
a striker.
As well, isn't it?
Huh?
Antonio as well.
Yeah, but you know.
Okay,
Antonio's 30 something, bro. 33 next season.
Just to tell you guys that I'm not hiding from that point. I still believe Man City have gotten weaker. Even with
I agree with you.
Brother.
It's July 15th, man. There's a long window
left. Way too early, man. I know Arsenal don't move.
They got oil money, my guy. So anything can change in 24 hours, my brother. So let's just keep it. I don't want to speak the same way we were speaking about right now when we were top of the league by 8 points. Yeah, them ones. I don't want to speak about it.
You got to be in the
please.
moment, man. If you're not in the
Please.
moment, it's going to be long for you, lot, man.
I
Live
hear
in the
you
moment.
to an extent. I hear you.
You know what? I seen this yesterday. I seen a team sheet. If you actually name the players Man City currently have in their squad, you're gonna see.
You're still digging this hole. Okay.
Bro,
Okay.
the only reason why I'm saying that is because we've added so much
I'll
squad
step
depth.
back. I'll step back.
We've added so much squad depth to our team, though. Am I tripping?
I swear Egal told us to stop running before we could. Oh no, that was Conley. Sorry, my bad.
Am I tripping?
Yeah, bro.
Listen, I agree with you to some extent, but player for player, I still think like we need to chill out.
When you clip this, man, just clip me out of this clip.
I'm not in there. Look,
Hey, listen, yeah, it's Pep Guardiola, man. Don't doubt the man.
Literally, that's like, let's not question what he's got planned, bro.
Is Cancelo still on there? I forgot about him.
Yeah,
officially he is there. Yeah.
And I'm not really seeing them being linked to Leal or anything like that to worry me right now.
Well, Leao has just signed a deal, so
he's not going anywhere.
He's not going anywhere.
Plus, Grealish, like for them in their eyes, had a great season, so they're gonna.
They need. I would like genuinely. I think someone like Elise might be on their radar.
Right, we're getting it more or less.
Let's revisit this on deadline day, my people. Let us revisit this on deadline day. Yeah,
this is the thing. It's July 15th. Okay, there's still half the window left. Legit. So
let's be gassed while we can in it, because we're not going to be gassed coming to the transfer window. To be fair.
Just want to enjoy them. Yeah, enjoy the moment with Rice. But just forget about the City.
Done.
Do you remember?
Forget about the City.
Do you remember at the end of last window we got all our business done early, and then there was the Neto links, the Modric links, everything was, and then the Douglas Luiz thing last day of the window. Like we came out that window not gassed at all. Everyone kind of forgot about the business and the end of the early end of the window. So it's a long window. Just calm down, people.
I won't forget about this early transfer.
I promise I'm gonna let this conversation die after I show you one more thing, because I seen this yesterday.
Egal, please just kill it, brother. Dead it, bro.
The camera's off until this conversation.
This is the only thing, and then I'm done. So this is why I
oh my god! I predict the lineup. Okay, get me out of the shot. That's crazy, bro. Predict the lineup.
We're back.
We're not Twitter, man. Twitter is hell.
Okay, I'm done. Let's get it going. Have a wonderful day, guys. You guys already know what it is. Egal Talks Football. It's been a great show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And of course, we got our man. We got the guy. Declan Rice is in the building. And we'll catch you guys on the next show. Tomorrow we're going to do Vibes from the 6th. So we're going to talk about some Rivals talk. But for now, I bid you guys adieu. Have a good one, guys. Big up Curran. Big up my guy Gunnar Souls for
coming on. Thanks for having us on, man. Everyone, make sure you like, man. Make sure you like the video.
Smash that button, my people, man.
Let's get it.
I'm going to need some rice.
Declan Rice. You want to do the outro, bro?
Wait, the screen. Why did the screen go?
Screen's gone,
Oh no!
If they want to bounce, person, it cannot be mine. Men them Boku, it be like they be Rice. Quat them. I say do like they can rise. Trilo, do like they can rise. Arsenal.